I think we have all to become better storytellers, and our stories need to be interesting, they need to be attractive, and they need to be from the heart, you know. So we have to just combine this, you know. Let's say the theoretical part of what our values are and translate this into concrete language in stories which speak to people, where people feel that they are in that story, or their story is being told, or that their hearts are being touched by these stories. And so we have all to become better storytellers.
How to innovate the promotion of freedom? I think the best way to reach audiences in such a, let me say, boring topic, you know, talking about freedom, freedom of speech. Everyone wants, you know, entertainment and wants to relate to the topics that they come to every day. So I think humor and light content is very effective when promoting freedom, freedom of speech, when fighting disinformation, when constructing our own narratives. You know, people want either to laugh or a scandal. So you have to do one of these.
One of the things that we do is that we create these open formats at the intersection of various disciplines, and another format that we do is called labs, and there we bring artists and technologists, we pair them into person teams, we give them a task, so we brief them on a human rights topic again, and then they have 48 hours to come up with a prototype that lies somewhere at the intersection of art and tech. And the ideas that are born at this intersection are absolutely amazing. They're like nothing that we activists can come up on our own. And that's why I see such an immense value in this kind of cross-disciplinary, cross-sectoral collaborations.
We mainly try to do our communication via video because it's preferred by the social media, both YouTube and Facebook. And if I had to point out a few advices for those who want to use video in their communication, use storytelling. Do not bombard your audiences with data and let them conclude on their own. Present sort of relatable stories of people and have them draw their own conclusions, otherwise you're probably going to antagonize them. And the second advice is pay attention to the algorithm.
I've been very inspired by some ideas about using art, using different forms of interaction with people. Me coming from the technology sector, I obviously have a belief that technologies can be used, but I've learned from a lot of good examples that I've seen that there are other forms. Most importantly, I think, is to make sure that you manage to evoke people's emotions and to reach their hearts in one way or another, and make sure that you give them a way to act and give them a way forward, give them hope, not only fear. And I think we have a lot of ideas now of how we can do that back home as well.
We live in a digital age. I would say that all kinds of tools, machine learning, blockchains, you have social networks, you have Instagram, TikTok, so whatever networks that these millennials are now using. This also gives us so many ways that we can promote freedom with such enormous ways and tools, and we have to use them all. Because you know, people, well, today youngsters, they are not watching television, not reading newspapers, not watching news, but there are channels that they are using, so then we have to approach to them in this way and help them see what are the obstacles of individual freedoms. Maybe they are not aware of it, but show them cases. What would happen if you are not free?
One of the latest project that we launched is a podcast channel which is called Libcast. So it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud right now. And instead of a conventional podcast format where a specialist talk about issues or another thing, we develop a new concept, a new idea, new format. And in that format, young citizens, young intellectuals apply to us to discuss a specific book or articles. And in that format, they say that, okay, I read that book, I read Hayek's, Friedman, and I want to discuss with that. So we take our tools to record a podcast, our microphones, computers, and we discuss with them. And now in just 2 weeks, we took more than 40 applications about very different range of liberal philosophers and articles. It's very costless, innovative and inclusive way of promoting values.
We have Once Upon a Time in Romania, the contest for short movies and lyrics around anti-corruption. It has an internet platform, so there people are invited to post their content to like short movies and lyrics, music basically. And in order to bring people to this platform, we also offer content such as a list of corrupt politicians that we take from another project of ours, the Electoral Information Platform. So we import that information here. Then we have information regarding corruption in institutions and how they spend the public money.
First thing is statistics, and the second thing is stories. We show the personal stories of small businesses that were victims of the Russian antitrust authorities, and these stories and statistics combined led at last to some changes in the legislation.